Hi, so I want to talk for a couple minutes about the Wilder Way and how to handle that while you are vegetarian or vegan. I'm referencing Jacinda Wilder's book, Big Girls Do It Running, and also the follow-up book, Big Girls Do It Stronger. So the basic premise, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing. If you haven't read the book, do it. I promise I do wash my hair sometimes. It's 2 videos in a row where I'm in my post-workout situation. Anyway, you've got black plates, which are proteins and fats, white plates, which are proteins, carbohydrates, and starches, and then the gray plate, which is protein, fats, carbohydrates, starches. I'm referencing this page here. You can see. And the general idea is to get your cycle on. Cycle higher fat and protein days with higher carb days, and that can be based on just what you want to schedule your meals like or how you're working out. Longer, heavier workouts, you need more carbs to fuel that. Anyway, read the books. She goes into all the science behind that, and that's good. So, vegetarian and vegan friends, if you are already vegetarian or vegan, I'm not talking about people who are considering changing or what you might want to do and all that. If you're already vegetarian or vegan and wondering how this plan, how you can work this plan, I'm here to tell you it's possible. I transitioned to a whole foods plant-based diet in the fall, late fall, and I'm calling it that instead of vegan for reasons. I don't eat like the fake meat stuff. I think it's gross, and I don't eat. It's just like reducing the chemicals. So whole foods plant-based is exactly what it sounds like. I eat whole grains. I eat plants, and that's about it. I do, however, eat eggs and fish on occasion, but I'll get to that later. So, if you are vegetarian or vegan, you need to come to terms with the fact that you are going to be hanging out more in the white plate and gray plate territory. If you're vegetarian, it will be easier for you to have some black plate options. And even if you're vegan, and that's if you are going to include tofu, tempeh, seitan, which are plant-based proteins. Also, I'm not going to get in the whole tofu and soy debate. I'm okay with eating fermented soy, which is tofu and tempeh, on occasion, a few times a week. I'll have tofu or tempeh, and that's a whole other thing. What I want to do is just tell you that it's possible. Now, if you're eating a whole foods plant-based diet, and you're thinking, well, I can't do the black plate, white plate, gray plate, I'm always in the white plate. Yeah, like a lot of times you are, because we get our protein mostly from beans and legumes and rice and all that stuff. So, yeah, you're going to be hanging out in white plate and gray plate territory a lot. Like my breakfast was gray plate today. I had 2 pieces of the Aldi brand sprouted grain bread with vegetarian refried beans on it and avocado on that. So good. So good. I've had that 2 days in a row. It's so filling, so good. And I had a banana with that. So that is, that is what it is. However, I want you all to keep 5 things in mind if you are going to work the Wilder Way plan into your vegan or vegetarian lifestyle. I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget. The very first thing, how can this plan help me if I'm vegetarian or vegan? 1, stop the sugar. Stop the sugar. It'll kill you. It's poison. Don't eat it. Stop it. Stop. Oreo cookies are vegan. Don't eat them. Sugar is vegan. Don't eat it. Do not eat sugar, especially like the white processed stuff. I, on occasion, will have from the tree, like natural maple syrup, very rarely, but the white processed stuff, get it out of your life. It's poison. It will change your life immediately when you stop eating it. Don't eat it. Stop the sugar. 2, stop the bullshit carbs. You all know what I'm talking about. Processed, again, process is that key word. The white flour, that's where a lot of like your packaged snacky stuff is coming from. The white bread, the white pasta, you know, the cookies, the cakes, and all that stuff. What you want to be focusing on is rice, quinoa, um, rice and or quinoa mixed, you know, pasta. The sprouted grain breads are a lifesaver, and there are wraps that are sprouted grain. Mission wraps, which Jacinda recommends, are great. Rip Esselstyn, who wrote the Engine 2 diet and Plant Strong, he has some sprouted grain tortillas. I think you can only get those at Whole Foods, but those are also really good. Ezekiel, all those things. Don't do the bullshit carbs. Don't do it. Get your carbs from sprouted grain sources. Get your carbs from starchy vegetables. So 2 is stop the bullshit carbs. 3, beware of the alternative sweeteners. This is where we've got chemical problems. You're just screwing with your insides with the chemicals. So focus on like xylitol and stevia, all kinds of different things. And Jacinda has a million recommendations in her group and books. Focus on those. They're sweet, they're tasty. My kids don't even know the difference. You're just going to save lives by not eating the cancer sugar, the cancer alternative sugar. 4, drink water. Do it. I'm terrible at it. How I get around that is I just do it because I'm an adult and I can just do some things that are healthy for me, even if I do it grimacing. But I also add things to it like fruit, squeeze lemon lime, whatever, or the True Lemon Company. Right now, I had this big cup filled, and this was the watermelon. So do that. That's good. Number 4, move. Or no, that was number 4. Number 5, move your body. Get some activity in you. Walk, dance, do a half-hour video. You know, like I mentioned before, like I'm not a Beachbody coach, so this is not like a paid endorsement, whatever. They have great half-hour workouts that do combine weights and cardio, so you just get your 30 minutes in and out. Just in Jacinda's new book, Big Girls Do It Stronger, she's got a list of stuff you can do. Time yourself, do sets, up your sets and reps, do all that. It's great. I would be happy to share with some people, you know, what I eat on a daily basis, and it's, you know, my plateau is slowly starting to break. And like I mentioned before, I'm kind of like the bad vegan. I will eat eggs and fish on occasion. When we go out to dinner, I'll almost always eat something that's fish related. And sometimes I just feel like I need eggs. Jacinda always talks about listening to your body, and as your body heals, you'll be able to listen to it more. And that's something for me that I've been able to do. I feel like, you know, I could really use an egg today, and I'll make an omelet without cheese because I don't do dairy. It's bad for me. It's bad for my insides. It's bad for my skin. Like last weekend, Charles made me an omelet with avocado and mushrooms, and it was like heaven. So, you know, like I said, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. The basic principles in here are about getting rid of sugar and focusing on whole foods. And if you don't eat meat, then don't eat it. Don't stress about your ratio of like the black plate, gray plate, white plate thing. What you can do, however, if you want to have something that's more like a black plate day, you know, I would suggest, you know, doing like a stir fry without a grain, you know, maybe not for like the whole day, but, you know, if you want a black plate meal, do like the stir fry with, you know, some tofu or whatever, or tempeh. You can add, you know, the avocado in there for some fat. But, you know, just recognize that your protein does come from more starchy sources. So you want to, you know, don't say, oh, well, I'm white plate. I can just eat, you know, a loaf of sprouted grain bread all day. Don't do that. You know better. Just focus on the greens, focus on the whole grains, focus on fruit. You will be good. I promise. So if there are any vegans or vegetarians you know that won't even read the book because they're like, I can't do that, just pass this video on. All right?